Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here doing a video that I promised you on Monday, and I know it's Wednesday, but I'm just now getting around to it. It's been a busy week as we are full swing in the holidays. So this is yoga for runners. If you didn't see the blog post, it was on Monday. Go down in the news feed, go to our Facebook page. You'll see bright green shoestrings, and you'll find the 9 tips for marathon runners to have a better race this weekend. So this is timely for all the St. Jude runners that are racing on Saturday in the marathon or the half marathon. And one of the tips I talk about in there is doing yoga. And I know a lot of runners, even myself, I don't do a lot of yoga. I tend to do more weightlifting, agility type exercise. So yoga maybe once or twice a week for me, but it is so important as you work your body so hard this Saturday or this weekend downtown, that you stretch and relax and move your muscles in a safe way. It's going to help you have a better race, but it's also going to prevent injury and improve your recovery. So yoga before your race and yoga in subsequent days after your race is going to be an excellent way to recover your muscles, to start working the waste products out of your muscles that built up when you ran 26 miles. So I'm not a yogi. I don't do a lot of yoga, like I said. So the goal here is to show you some yoga poses, flow through some movements that are going to help primarily target your legs, your hips, but also your back. It's important when you run that far and for that long, every part of your body is going to be affected. So even doing stretches for your upper back, because as you get tired, you're going to find as you run, you start to go forward. So stretches for your upper back and for across your chest are even going to be beneficial for running, and that might be something you ignore other times. So if you're at home, take your shoes off and do this with me. If you're at work, this is your lunch hour, you can come back to the page later and find this and do this when you get home. So no critiquing my form. Like I said, not big yoga person. I'm really tight. I did a strength workout this morning. So bear with me. This is just an example of some things that you can try, but I encourage you to, if you don't do a lot of yoga, to start kind of just dabbling a little bit in some of the stretches and the movements. I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. It'll take about maybe 5 minutes as we flow through each movement. However, I also encourage you to try to do it a little bit slower, to pause during each stretch, each pose that we get into. Take a few deep breaths. This will help with stress or anxiety or worry if this is your first race. And afterwards, it'll also help your muscles recover, getting a lot of oxygen to the muscles. So I'm Amanda. I'm a physical therapist with Peak Potential Physiotherapy and Wellness. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about the one of the 9 tips in my blog post from Monday for marathon runners to improve your race this coming weekend. So let's do a little bit of yoga, okay? So we're going to start in a down dog position. So from a plank, you're going to come up. You'll feel this stretch through your calves. If you push back a little bit like this, you're going to also feel it through your lat muscles. Again, I'm going to flow through, but if you're doing this on your own, try to take a few slow, deep breaths. We're going to lift up the left leg, bring it forward in front of you, and we're going to come up into a warrior one position. You're going to feel that start to stretch through your hip flexor of your straight leg. You're going to open that up. You're going to feel that more in your hip adductor muscle. You want to try to square your shoulders. From here, we're going to straighten the front leg. We're going to come down into a triangle. As you hold that pose, you'll feel a stretch through your straight leg, through your hamstring muscle. You can put your hand on your leg here if you need to. Or of course, if you're going all in and feel flexible, come all the way down to the floor. Try not to let your body lean forward. Try to keep your chest open. Now we're going to come back up into that warrior two. From here, we're going to take the back knee and drop it down. We're going to go into a high kneeling pose. Again, really stretching through the hip flexor. You might even feel it through your abdominal muscles. Okay, you're going to bring your arms up, lean into it and feel more of that hip flexor stretch. Okay, from here, I'm going to actually turn away from you. We're going to do a rotation. I'm going to put one hand down, the other hand up, and open up across the chest in the other direction. As you gently come back down, we're going to come back. We're going to bring the toe up, fold down towards your leg. You're going to feel again that stretch in your hamstring muscle. Hold it for a few good deep breaths. Try when you let your breath out, try to ease more into the stretch. So if you're here, take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, try to sink deeper into that stretch. Okay, we're next going to go into a pigeon, which is really going to stretch your hips. This is probably one of the best poses or stretches for runners. You're going to bring your leg across and down. You're going to feel it in your right hip flexor as well as your left hip. You can stay up tall. You'll feel it more in the hip flexor, or you can come all the way down and you'll feel it more in that opposite hip. This is a great place just to take a few deep breaths, to hang out, to relax a few minutes, and really feel that hip stretch. Let those tight muscles relax. Good. We're going to come back up. You're going to bring both of your feet under you. If you've had any trouble with shin splints or ankle pain, this might, I don't actually feel a stretch here, but some people will feel a stretch through their anterior tibialis muscles as they sit back on their heels. Okay. From here, we're going to bring the legs around forward. We're going to just do a forward hold, forward bend, coming all the way forward, scooping your stomach in tight. Reach down. Give a little pull on your feet so you also feel it through your upper back muscles, not just your hamstrings. Take a few good deep breaths to really get that, sink deep into that stretch. Good. We're going to come back. We're going to do a cross. This is again going to stretch the hip. You're going to cross one leg over the other and pull in towards your body. And this is the most stretch I feel on my hip out of any of the poses. So normally I would hold that for several breaths, a good 30 seconds, to really let those muscles stretch. Good, and then of course, we need to do the other side. So we're going to come back up. We're going to get into our plank position again. So we're going to do plank. Pull your tummy in tight into downward dog. You're going to come up, swing through into warrior one. You're going to go a little faster on this side, but again, you can do them on your own and go as slow as you need to feel the stretch and sink good down deep into the poses. Warrior two. Straightening that front leg down into a triangle pose. Sorry, you're seeing my backside on this one. Come back up. Okay, remember we're dropping that knee down to feel the hip flexor stretch. Now on the left leg, bring the arms up and really stretch into that one. I actually feel it more on this side than I did the other. Okay. We're gonna point that toe up, straighten the front leg, and come down into a forward fold. After you've taken a few breaths, we're going to tuck that leg underneath of us into a pigeon on the right side. Again, you can start up. Let me move back a little bit so you can see. You can start up, and then you can come all the way down into it to really feel that hip. And if you don't quite feel the stretch, you might need to move back and forth a little bit. Find the spot that really you really feel a pull. You don't want to feel pain, but you do want to feel the muscles pulling and stretching. So get in that right position all the way down. Good. Swing the legs around front. We're going to finish the same way we did with the forward fold. Good posture. And come all the way down, scooping the stomach in, pulling the belly button in towards your back. All right, we're going to lay back, and we're going to do the left hip this time. So cross one ankle over the opposite knee and pull it in towards your chest. Take a few good deep breaths. And once you've done both sides, this is a good time to stretch all the way out. Maybe close your eyes, take some good deep breaths. Do a little breath work in this position. By breath work, I mean not really changing your breathing anyway, but thinking about your breathing. So, really feeling the air come in through your nose, filling up your lungs, filling up your stomach, letting the air come back out. Being aware of the temperature of the air. As you breathe in, feel the air's a little bit cool, and it comes in to your warm body. And when you exhale through your nose, you'll feel that that air is a little bit warmer. This is going to help decrease your blood pressure. It's going to calm your nerves. It's going to help you relax a little bit. It's going to help you take your mind off whatever the stress or the worry is of the day that's caught up in your mind. And this is also the perfect time, if you read those 9 tips, and if you didn't, remember to go back and find them. One of the tips was visualization and positive self-talk. So if you're getting ready for a race, you don't want to be spending the few days ahead of time freaking out. I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to make it. There's no way I can do this. Why did I even get myself into this mess? Which is probably what I would be doing. But instead, you really want to fill your mind with positive thoughts, even if you just have to say over and over and over again to yourself, I can do this. I am strong. I have courage. I can achieve big, exciting things. And especially if this is your first, running a marathon is huge. It's a huge success. It's amazing that you've made it this far. I know you all have trained really hard, early mornings. I've seen a lot of people out there running the past few weeks. You can tell the people who are really working to not only complete but to compete well in the marathon this weekend. So if you are running, I would love to hear from you. Put a comment below. Come back later and let us know if you're having any trouble. Today is Wednesday, so we still have Thursday and Friday. If you're having any trouble, if you're having any aches or pains or some muscles that you really feel like need to be stretched out better than you can do on your own, give us a call. You can see the number on the Facebook page. It's up at the top. Give us a call. Let us know that you're running this weekend, and we'll be sure to find a place for you on our schedule this week. We don't want you not running on Saturday because of a sore muscle or something that's tweaked. That 1 or 2 treatments this week can get you to the starting line. Okay? None of us at Peak Potential are running this weekend. Our goal is to get you to the starting line. And when the race is over, come back over to the page. I'll start a post where people can post how their race went. We want to know, even if you just say, I finished, hooray. We want to hear about it. If you have any problems next week, please also give us a call. We would love to work with you. So do some yoga this week. Do some yoga next week after the race to help your body and your muscles recover. And best of luck to everybody.